Again, welcome. It is going to be Learning League episode 10. I think I have 10 digits, 10 fingers. Did you know that digits are fingers? Maybe. Episode 10 of Learning League with L30 is going to be the support wars. Again, guys, if you can check out Definitive Esports, d-esports.com, really be helpful and appreciative. Also, check out the sponsors on the top. Antec, Zowie, BenQ. I think Zowie, I can't really see. My screen's like this small, about this small, for a monitor to actually see what's going on. But we've been talking about support wars. Right now, we just talked about a little bit of the aspect of trading, and that is one of the things that we learned about through this thread over here about how Soraka taught me to be a better carry in general. Like Soraka, Janna, blah blah blah. Anyone has like kind of her range, her wrath. Kind of want to play Sona now for some reason, even though she's kind of nerfed, but whatever. Anywho, yeah. So definitely check this link out. I'm gonna. It's already posted in the chat room. I will repost this on the YouTube VOD just in case you guys missed out on that. But it's a really cool thing to learn about trading, and a really cool thing to kind of snowball / kind of kill the other AD carry if they don't know how to position themselves right. I mean, we all want to be better players in League of Legends, and this is just another little step to push on about that. But really quickly, let's go back to the Gamerage. Well, I switched out to another screen. Sorry about that. Gamerage. So we're going to have Ashe and Janna versus Attack Banks, Ezreal and Crimebo God Blitzcrank. Really quickly, I'm going to be talking about the match again while we start it up, and let me go put down the sound so we have some sound. Sorry about that last one. I couldn't play the sound just because I had talking on my stream before. And ultimately, if you want to know, we did kind of lose that game. Janna, I don't know, not probably the best support against a Sona, I guess. I don't know. We do see Attack Feint and Crimebo God, so we're going to really talk about this really quickly. Crimebo God and Attack Feint, the Blitzcrank and Ezreal, is a very aggressive early game. Ezreal in general is a pretty aggressive early game champion just because he does have Arcane Shift, the E ability, and the Q ability. Mystic Shot really does a lot of damage. What's ranked about rank 3? Rank 2 is pretty good, rank 1 is decent, but Arcane Shift, you can actually get an extra shot in onto a champion, plus a Mystic Shot, plus you do get the speed buffs from whenever your abilities hit something or someone. I mean, it's a really strong hit. That is why Ezreal, with that Pulsefire Ezreal skin coming up pretty soon, it's going to be really cool to see. But a lot of people are going to be playing Ezreal a lot more, and Ezreal is actually a really big terror if in the right hands. Blitzcrank is a very aggressive support. Can be played a lot of ways, but yeah, there you go with the Blitzcrank grab and then damage down, and yeah, Jen just could not do anything about that. When you have those Blitzcrank grabs from Blitzcrank, it's just too strong. And once you have the Rock grab locked on, and then you have the Power Fist, the first time and the only time I will say Crimebo God / Blitzcrank ability. I usually call Blitzcrank's E ability, which is Power Fist, knock up, just because yeah, there's a lot of innuendos that you can have with Power Fist, which is really sad. But with the knock-up of Crimebo God, it will be really strong coming out from him. So it's going to be really cool seeing what Attack Feint and Crimebo God can do. I mean, they just kind of went out that first little part. While we have Ashe and Janna yet again, not going to go reiterate what's pretty much said, but Ashe Janna, not great as the early games, late game, really good. Middle game, decent stuff. And I don't think the Janna's actually coming back. Wow, what a game. Okay, so in the next, okay, yeah, so she is coming back. Okay, good. We do see Attack Feint and Crimebo God kind of just zoning out Evo Kamikaze, but Kamikaze is just so last hit, poke whenever you can. And this is actually a good definition of a good AD carry, just trying to poke as much as you can onto the Attack Feint. Just because, really quickly, we went over trading really quickly, but for those who didn't listen, trading is really just essential for people to get in or out of lane, and it'll deny both AD carries kind of their own XP if you actually get out traded in the early go. So if you saw, I don't think you did see, but Attack Feint came back into lane. They did a bait, but they failed. Attack Feint came back into lane Evil Kamikaze with the focus passive of Ash, which gives him a critical strike every 6, or a chance of a critical strike every 6% for every 3 seconds that he is not attacking, or she's not attacking. So she used that critical strike attack, plus attack thing took that shot, plus a volley to the base, brought him down to about 70% health at level 1, level 2. Got attack thing a little bit out of lane, and that's why it's pretty even per se on the CS score right now, 37 to 32. Only problem is, you know, Kamikaze didn't get that kill. Jump kinda got killed. Tough to see. Definitely do not like this war, by the way. So it is what it is right now. They're just kind of farming up, and they're not really trading out. What I would like to see from the Blitzcrank would be actually controlling this bush so that attackman can actually come in and do a little bit more harassment. When your support controls a bush, sometimes it's called babysitting, sometimes it's called just lane sitting, right? But when you have that control over a bush, you have so much of a zone onto the AD carry and to the support. So when you have like Primal God be right over here, he can definitely do something right over there. But he's gonna overload and then catch on. Gonna be glitch grabbing. Gonna get the knock up, but it's gonna miss out. But the gank is gonna be just enough, and the Hackman is gonna be able to pick up that kill. Commitment right there. Really good stuff from Primal God. Primal God using that overdrive to actually get into there, and then just using the power fist to using the knock up to just get Ash down. So really good stuff from Primal God over here. Definitely just going to have to use up his advantages right over here, so just going to keep on pushing. But really quickly, just going back to the show. Once they take tower, usually in the game of League of Legends, people can snowball really quickly. You've probably seen some solo queue games go like, oh, first 5 minutes, oh, we're winning so hard and their tower is about to fall, let's take their tower. That is probably the worst decision that you can make. I mean, yeah, you can take the tower at 5 minutes and you can probably win per se, but it's all dependent. Oh my gosh, that Ash arrow coming in, and Kamikaze is going to try to get the kill. He's not going to get enough damage on, but he's going to go exhaust down. Sorry, I'm shoutcasting. Again, one of the bad things about me, I just kind of change roles really quickly sometimes, so it happens. But when to take tower, usually you want to take tower about like 14-15 minutes, and between that little bit of time, it's probably enough time to actually get enough of your core items set up so that you can build up into it. Usually for AD carry, the core items you're going to be seeing is Affinity Edge, maybe Bloodthirster, maybe Black Cleaver, but Affinity Edge usually, and that costs a lot of gold. I mean, Infinity Edge is about 3,800 gold, 3,830 I think to be exact, but you know, that is actually pretty big. And when you don't have enough CS to kind of back up your money, I mean, you can farm kills all day if you want to, but if you don't have enough CS to farm up to actually get to that Infinity Edge, you're going to be really weak in that mid game to late game. And what the early tower taking the early tower does is actually going to really deny yourself CS, because most of the time when you're just say like this tower is taken down, you're gonna see your counterpart AD carry just kind of farm up over here, freeze the lane, and not care in the world because he has no pressure coming out from you, and he can just farm up willy-nilly and be all day, every day farming up, getting gold. So you know, that is something tough to see, you know, if people take early tower. So try to limit yourself to taking that early tower, but there is 2 instances where you want to take an early tower. Say your top lane right over here, who's about to get ganked over, which is really tough for Nautilus. But say your top lane is going down. Your top lane has like 0 HP on the tower. Your middle lane has 0 HP on the tower. You're losing pretty hard, but you're actually winning out your lane. Wow, that tree shot barrage. But you're winning out your lane. You want to actually take your tower as soon as possible so you can relieve pressure for both your mid lane and your top lane. Just because if you don't have any vision on the map, you lose a lot of control. Say, I mean, yeah, you will have vision at bottom lane with both towers kind of being there, but you won't actually have vision for your team. And without vision for your team, you're more susceptible to ganks, you're more susceptible to just dives in general. So that is going to be the thing you're going to have to really think about if you are behind in the game, but you yourself are ahead in the game if you're the AD carry or if you're the support. Why back earlier, why back later? You want to back pretty early in game if you're pretty down, per se. Like, say there's an invade that happened and you are losing that lane. You lose a trade. If you lose a trade and you're at 20 health, or if you're at like 10% health, you should probably go back. I mean, it's not really worth it. Just get half your CS and actually do nothing in lane while your AD carry counterpart is actually doing so much. Or say you're the support and you're taking so much damage that you go down 10% health to, what, 20 HP. You should probably go back. I mean, the support they're going to actually be doing some major work onto your AD carry. So as soon as possible, you want to just go back and you want to farm up as much, or you want to get as healthy as you can, because even with a 10% support, I mean, it's not really good to be that support, because that's going to be pretty much a 2v1, and if you even show up your face, you'll probably die pretty easily from the AD carry or the support. So definitely, if you're really low, you don't have pots, you don't have anything to support yourself, and you're just reliant on your own health regen, go back, buy something else, buy some early items. Like, sometimes it just happens that, you know, you might give first blood, or you might have to go back because you're at 10% health. Say you're the AD carry and you only have boots and 3 pots, and you're down all your pots. You have boots and you're about like 2-3 minutes in the game. Yeah, that'd be hard. 5-6 minutes in the game, say that. And you don't have enough to actually buy a Deoran's Blade or anything like that. Chaos from TSM has said, you know, the benefit analysis for a red elixir, the elixir of strength, will actually work out to be even more than a Deoran's Blade. It actually works out. So definitely, if you are that behind, buy a red elixir. Buy that, get that extra health, get that extra damage, and it's just the same thing as a Deoran's Blade. It's just for 4 minutes though, but I mean, it works out even in the same way. Jenna getting caught again, it's really tough to actually explain what a laning phase is, but I mean, it is what it is. When you have a really aggressive support like Blitzcrank, you can't really do anything about that. Why back later? You back later per se if you have total dominance of the lane. Like right now, Primal God and Attack Ring have total dominance of this lane right now, because they've zoned out / damaged down Janna so much that they can't do anything. But Ashe is pretty much CSing pretty well. So Attack Ring needs to kind of stay in there just to get in more damage, trade in more stuff. So it's really important. If you're that AD carry that is ahead, you want to stay in lane as much as possible, but you have to kind of go back when their AD carry goes back, because more items on their AD carry with less items on yourself is not going to work out. Same goes with support. Like, if they go back and they have a Philosopher's Stone and some wards and everything, and you have enough money for a Philosopher's Stone, just go back, get that, and make sure that you actually pick it up. And a last thing we're going to be looking at is how to pressure at the AD carry for the laning phase, or the support in general. The AD carry right now poking away at the Primal God and Attack Ring. It is really one of those things that's not really talked about too much anymore in League of Legends / it's seen a lot in tournament play, but they don't really show it up because it's pretty boring aspect of the game. You want to get in these auto attacks and onto the tower shots. What does that mean? It means that you have to actually kind of time yourself, taking the damage onto the AD carry while taking the fact that the animation of the tower shot. Tower shots are about 1 to 2 seconds, so you have to kind of just look and feel when you're going to actually have to go poke in and then poke out while not taking that shot. Because once it locks in, your trade is actually going to be nullified if you actually take a shot to the face from the tower, because the tower does a lot of damage. A little bit of damage. So you want to just trade pretty well with that. We do see the zone from Blitzcrank yet again, and oh my gosh, yeah. This Blitzcrank is doing so much. Great job by Jonah to use that monsoon them. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the laning phase of this game. I'm actually surprised that this game's still kind of going on. but they are kind of getting into it. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is ward placement as well, but also team fights, engagements, and stuff like that for supports. So we're seeing the tree shopper Russian come in and do the clip for somebody. But really quickly, we do see this ward over here, the pink ward / vision ward for Blitzcrank, and he did also place a tri-brush ward as well for the Ezreal. So right now, Blitzcrank and Ezreal is super ahead of the game. Can kind of 2v1 the team. Kind of has to watch out for that. Gem right there, try to trade against with attack vane. Again, if they attack you more than once, probably a bad trade. Gem tried to go in there, use that as a storm shield. I think it's only about rank 4 right now, so it's not really bad, but it's not really that strong as well. Definitely, you kind of have to back away when you can. Like, I would have liked it if Gem kind of engaged like right here, so they could take like one shot and back away fully, so that Evo can kind of just come in and draw it in. But in the end, it didn't really work out. So Janna is going to be ward up over here at the tri-brush. I mean, this major point of actually supports you want to actually support in, or you want to actually ward in, so that you can actually have vision. But if you are out of time, if you are out of money, out of luck, usually you'll see a lot of people put this ward right over here to actually see both the river and also the tri-brush. You'll see it more on the red / purple side more than the blue side, but I mean, it is what it is over there per se. Usually when you see a ganker / you see an opportunity with your support, with your AD carry, to gank from middle from the jungler, you want to kind of just play it as it is. More times often than not, when you see solo queue happen, or when you see newer players play the game and kind of look at, oh, there's a jungler, oh, there's a mid, you'll see most of them play a little bit more aggressively or a little bit more too passively. You want to keep it as normal as you are playing, so that you can not tip the scales that you are actually you know, ganking or something like that. So right there, I couldn't really do too much just because, I mean, she was there and she was pretty low. But, you know, it is really important to actually, you know, kind of just play normal. I mean, in all instances of the game of League of Legends, to help the psychological effect of, you know, not really tipping the scale of what you're going to be doing, you want to just play normal during the whole time, so that you can actually, you know, win out your lane or lose out your lane. Say you're winning your lane, this is like psychology 101 really quick. Say you're winning your lane really hard, and you're just playing super aggressively because, you know, you have so much damage, you have so much everything, you have more items, you have everything, right? You have the world. If you're playing a lot less normal than what you'd be playing yourself right now, you're going to actually give the advantage to the other team if they can actually kind of play aggressively onto that. Say you're just like attacking and he's going to be just like jumping right in with Arcane Shift and just deal tons of damage. If I was a Janna, I would just come in there, use the Howling Gale, break him up, and then just spit him out literally, and, you know, that would stop his damage, stop his output, and pretty much kill him. You know, it's just little things like that for the psychological game in every part of the aspects of a lane, so middle, top, bottom, like, it really has to help out. So you really have to just keep on playing normally and don't actually do anything extra like what Gem just tried to do over there. Because the extra things that you do is not going to actually help you out, and it's just going to kind of steamroll you back that way. But say you're actually just, you know, playing really well supposedly, and then you kind of just have a bad day. You just kind of have bad luck. And it happens. It happens to me a lot actually. But, you know, you just kind of have to just take the blows and then try to just keep a very normal pace onto yourself. I mean, most important thing about League of Legends, most important thing about a game is there's always another game. There's always another time. There's always another one. There's always another win that you're going to have, and there's always going to be another loss that you're going to get. So you're going to have to really just put that in your mindset, you know. A win's a win, a loss is a loss. Each thing is each thing. You can't really do anything about it if you lose or if you win. So take it as it is. Take it with a grain of salt that, you know, it is a game, but also take it with a grain of salt that, you know, there's always going to be another one. And even if you have a big tournament like a TSM Invitational, or if you have like a goal for L1, there's always going to be another big tournament. There's always going to be another small tournament that you can always apply up to and always get into. So never give up, first of all, but never really say, oh, this game's so bad, blah blah blah, and just binge, kind of just overplay yourself. And most of the time, then often than not, when you see a bad streak onto players, they're just overplaying themselves because they're not actually playing normally or playing the way they usually do. So with that filler of psychological 101, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really else happening right now. Gem's just kind of worn up, but she's super behind. She has a Philosopher's Stone, but has no Heart of Gold, while Blitzcrank over here has pretty much the world, has the Heart of Gold, has the Philosopher's Stone, gonna go build up with the Oracle. It's a great job by picking him out and Kindle Gem, so he's really ahead. He's super ahead. While Attack Vayne as well is super ahead right now. He has Triforce already built out. Probably going to be building up probably IE or something damaging. And while Ash does have good enough parts for it, for the IE, is only about 200 behind. So I mean, he's doing pretty well. You know, during the circumstances that, you know, Jenna hasn't been really helping Ash out really as well. Oh, really quickly, yeah. So you know, you have Blitzcrank, you have Jenna, you have Blitzcrank, you have Ezreal. Usually what you want to see is a great team fight engagement. I'll go back to it right quickly. But usually if you're a Janna player, or if you're any player in general, you want to lane ward really quick, like really quickly, so you can see where the Blitzcrank is, where the grabs may be coming from. Knowing the zone also as well of Blitzcrank is really strong. Is Blitzcrank still here? So Blitzcrank's Q, we can't see it, is about, I would say about this battle radius. Yeah, maybe a little less, but yeah, it's pretty big. So you want to kind of watch out for that. So if anything, knowing the zone kind of each support, each character, knowing where they're going to be here with Xenoblade, with Leo, with Dredgeline, with Nautilus, with Blitzcrank grab, which is Rocket grab for Blitzcrank, it really helps you kind of just psychologically think what you want to do for the lane slash where you want to be position wise. More often times now, when you were seeing Janna just getting cold, she was kind of out of position, but also she kind of overestimated the Blitzcrank grab, or overestimated where Ezreal would be. So let's go back a little bit really quickly. So again, if you want to bait a Blitzcrank, you want to ward up, but if you're the support, you kind of want to take the first shot. If you can be taken up. If you're Janna Ash, you just don't want to be grabbed. Period. All right, let's go back. Team fight engagement. What should supports do in a full engagement or in a skirmish? We're going to be seeing this right now. Attack Vayne coming in, going to be taking a little bit damage and seeing the skirmish down. We do see Karma God going to be clearing up the sword over here, and he's going to go back away because Sun's coming in. Oh my gosh, oh my jeezums. Attack Vayne's going to try to help out, and so right here, this is a 3v2 advantage with this big thing. Cho'Gath is going to be coming in really quickly. HP prior, the Scion just stunned down Karma God. I thought it was a pretty good thing for Karma God to do, just because, again, Blitzcrank surprisingly tanky just because of mana barrier. Whenever he has so much mana, he gets an extra shield of health. So definitely you're going to be seeing that happen maybe soon. But Karma God taking the first bit of damage, that's fine. When you're a support, you're a tank kind of support. Mostly all supports will get tanky in team fights, but if you're a tank kind of support like Blitzcrank, it's okay taking the first stun in the engagement. Although your team has to kind of be around, and that's why Attack Vayne is kind of around, and while Cho'Gath is kind of around, kind of be into it. Coming in, Karma God's going to be coming in. Now we do see Attack Vayne do crit on Ewo, but Ewo Kamikaze is the target right now. I mean, that is pretty much the easiest of the easies, especially since Flash is down. Gem still has Monsoon, so she can kind of push away everything, but Gem's not really focused on that. He's trying to focus on trying to save, I think, Scion, or just kind of being out of position. Let's just see the conclusion of this. So Ewo Kamikaze comes in, Attack Vayne's kind of backed out. That's kind of weird, but you know, he's kind of in there. With that silence with Gem, there's no monster going to be happening, and I like that it's wiggling, but True Shot Barrage about to come out from Attack Vayne. And yeah, that's pretty much easy pickups from there, from Karma God and Attack Vayne. So good job by the team just to get all that, and you know, push-up's going to be happening pretty soon. So really quickly, again, if you want to just recap that, try to be there for your support if you can as AD carry or anyone else. But supports can take the first bit of damage. Just make sure that you follow up and commit with your support to, you know, kill. And you'll usually come out ahead, because once someone usually picks the first move in an engagement, it usually takes out the psychology slash the pace of the fight engagement. I kind of don't like what attack range is doing. This is really susceptible of outletting himself kind of to die, but it's cool. It's whatever. So I'm just going to back away and probably just trap this. I don't know if this is a really smart idea, but yeah. He's going to go face that, and he's probably going to have to flash away pretty soon. Or it's just an arcade shift. That's really weird. Then I should probably just follow them right there. Okay, so we talked about that little skirmish and a full engagement in general. I don't know if we're going to be seeing a full engagement, because I don't think this game goes pretty long, because it is 15-9 right now. You want to have Blitzcrank kind of be grabbing onto anyone on the team of the blue team. But you also, if you're Gem, you want to, that you do not want to do. You don't need to do that. That's something I really dislike of Janna players in general. For Janna, all you want to do is actually support your tank line, so support Nautilus or support Sign, whatever the first kind of blow is from the Sun. So if you want to stun down with Dredgeline, or if you want to stun down with Sign or Nautilus's passive, or Sign's Cryptic Gaze, it'll be like a 1-2 second countdown. Right after that, you want to use Howling Gale, or you want to use Zephyr to kind of close in on whatever's the weakest target. You definitely don't want to do you know, things like, oh, I'm gonna flash ult and try to use my monsoon very aggressively. More times often than not, using the your ult aggressively will lead you to die. Will lead you to die, and then you turn your team to a 4v5, and then you kind of become worthless. So definitely don't try to do that. It's cool. I've seen some great flash ults from Jannas, but they usually don't work out. Sorry, they usually don't work out. Other than that, like, some differences in supports, like sustain supports like Sona and Soraka, are kind of the same way. You have to find your priority target, and then once you find that priority target, you just go in there. Like, say, Nautilus right now, he's going to go use that Dress Charge, get in onto attack lane, but attack lane's going to be pulled down. And you know what? That was a great job by the team right there. They just focused down. And Talon Gale coming in, did not actually connect in, but you know, it was really, really good stuff right there. Well, Iwako Kazu is going to be backing away, and yeah, I mean, that was a great TP from Nautilus, just because he got like a CC up there onto the team. I mean, that was really strong to see. So, I mean, in a team fight engagement, you didn't really see Janna do anything, sadly for that. I don't know if Janna's very, very well, you know, thought out for a support, but you know, she's doing okay, whatever she can do. While Blitzcrank did what he kind of had to do. I mean, you kind of try to dissuade plus persuade the team just to get away, but I mean, they just way too much damage from the beginning go that, you know, Nautilus came in and said, oh, well, let's just kill everything and just win the game. So yeah, that is what it is for that. What do you do when the tank top lane chases your main damage? That's not going to be coming in anytime soon, just because I think this game's not going to get into a big teamfight engagement. But say you're Annie, say you're Ezreal, Annie being, you know, just pretty healthy in general, Ezreal being pretty damagey, kinda damagey, not too damagey right now, but pretty damagey in general. You're the support, you're Janna, you're Blitzcrank. You wanna kinda dissuade them from actually attacking into your carries. Sometimes, often, you'll see supports actually chase down the opponent's carries, and that is something that's really interesting to see, but it actually works out too. Like, what you want to do as a support in a big team fight or a big team engagement, when there's a chase happening for your teammates, you want to just kind of lock them down, lock down the biggies, and make sure that they can deal the damage. Because less damage or less time taking for the AD carry or the AP carry or anyone who's actually doing damage, less time doing damage to other people is less time that you can actually have your teammates actually being saved. So more time for attack lane to do damage to somebody, less time for, you know, anyone else to actually do anything to them. No, that's all. But yeah, like that's pretty much in general the case for anyone. So even support or even the tank line, say you're Darius or if you're Cho'Gath, you wanna really dissuade your damage dealer, their damage dealer, to actually dealing damage to your carries, or well, their tank line slash their tankiness to actually dissuade them from getting to your carries. Because if your carries aren't doing damage, guess what? You'll probably kind of lose that engagement, which is really sad to see. So, you know, be good, protect the carries, and deal damage when you can. While if you're the carries, you want to just get away, like that's so. You just kind of want to get away and then just deal what you can as you can. Lastly, if any, should I change targets or stay on targets during fights? As a support, you probably just have to stay on whatever you can, just so that you can deal as much damage, because you usually don't deal damage. And right here, the support Janna not doing anything again, tried to dissuade him, but nothing really happening. And right here, it's pretty much a downfall in general, because they got fed pretty hard. I mean, top lane did pretty well for the blue team, but everyone else didn't do as well. So, unfortunately for not, this game's pretty much over, and it's kind of sad to see. But that is what it is, and yeah, that's kind of what happens when you have a support that kind of knows what to do with trading, or knows that he's aggressive, so he just plays aggressive. That's what more oftentimes than not, that's the thing with Blitzcrank players. Usually, you'll find a Blitzcrank player just play and just grab, and if they get lucky, they'll be like, oh yeah, I did grabs and stuff, as a first timer. Usually how people should be playing Blitzcrank is how Double Bluff plays Blitzcrank, which is really, really strong. Usually uses that the Power Fist to actually engage in, and then use a Blitzcrank grab slash rocket grabs just to kind of just kill it over top of it. But I mean, to theirs their own. It doesn't really matter if you do start out with a Blitzcrank grab, but you have to kind of connect in. That's why I usually start out with a stun first, because you actually monumentally change the time of how long you're stunned when you have the grabs up first, or the grabs up second, and the knockup up first. Probably gonna be seeing one more engagement per se. It's kind of weird. Like I wouldn't expect the Team Blue actually to do this, but I guess they're just kind of chilling out, trying to get into it. The red team's just pulling it. Oh, that Blitzcrank grab gonna be missing out. Nothing really happening from that. What is the usual starting items on support? Usual starting items on support, you'll see really aggressive supports get boots, 1 ward or 2 wards, and a pot, depending on masteries. You'll see some supports go Fairy Charm, which is usually the general item that you'll see from the beginning. Fairy Charm to 3 pots and 2 wards. So, sorry, Fairy Charm to 3 wards and 2 pots. So 3 sight wards and 2 red pots to be kind of tanky, plus have a lot of vision. Or you'll see, you know, people just go Fairy Charm 2 wards, 2 sight wards, 1 vision ward, and then maybe a health pot. But it's all dependent on what you're choosing slash what is happening. I probably would have liked to see Karma Guy probably start up boots. I think he did start up boots on 1 board and 1 pot, so it's really good to see from that. But other than that, yeah, I mean, there's nothing really else to start off from a support. I mean, you'll see the it's kind of really awkward supports like Nidalee. I don't know. Maybe you support Ashe. I mean, there's some really awkward supports, and they have to start out with like damage, and there's no other way they can really do anything about it. So you'll see like support Nidalee more oftentimes than not start out with the Jordan string, so they can actually poke and harass with the javelin toss. More oftentimes than not, start off the Jordan's blade for Ashe, so that he can get in with the volley slash, you know, just do a little bit of extra damage. Plus get the crits in, which is very, very important. Man, there's nothing else happening in this game. I'm actually just gonna fast forward real quick. Or should I just like fast forward right into a team fight? Oh yeah, there's a bit of stuff over here. But they have Baron over here. Okay, so let's go over here, I guess. Did it Baron yet? No? Yeah, no, no. Yeah, they do. No, they don't. They do. Okay. I guess right here. Nope, they do. I don't know. I'm kind of just gonna call it quits because I'm pretty sure that the team of red or purple team kind of crushed it, because I mean that lane phase from the bottom lane just fed up that Ezreal really well, and Darius didn't do too bad at top. I mean, he kind of just fed up a little bit, but not too bad. And then Milo the Pyro, the jungler, just kind of just helped out as much as he could. Let's go to see the ending anyway. Yay! Big engagement right over here. Don't see too much happening. The team dispersing. Usual stuff. Good stuff from the teams. And yeah, it's a 1-for-1 trade. What is usual first buy for supports? Sorry, I'm going through the show and I'm going through this game right quickly. Usual first buy for supports. You want to get the Philosopher's Stone built up as soon as possible. You need your goal for 10 as soon as possible. So if you can get it with a little bit of coverage and a little bit of protection for your AD carry, get it as soon as possible. Don't wait up for the 10-minute mark or the 12-minute mark to buy your first goal for 10 item, because it's actually going to put you pretty behind, especially if their support actually gets ahead and actually buys their first items way before you do. So you want to keep it really similar to their support. So if they went back, bought a Philosopher's Stone, buy a Philosopher's Stone, get back. If you don't have enough money, buy part of the Philosopher's Stone, because you do not want to delay that as soon as possible, really. Truthfully. And what should you buy in from the first buy? Anything else. No, literally anything else. Buy wards when you can, but Philosopher's Stone first. It's a biggie. And that is the biggie. But yeah, that was pretty much a game from Attackman and the Blitzcrank player, Karamaga. Fortunately for not, Jim get caught out a little bit too much, and Iwo Kamikaze did a little bit of work, but not too much that he actually could do anything else about it. But you know, that is pretty much what it was. Wow, that Ezreal trolling a little bit too much, but good stuff from him. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Blitzcrank pretty much ending with a pretty solid build. Using Cerullias and having the chain vest at the end, which is just a little bit more taking pure support. While Janet still a little bit behind, was built up to the ages of the Legion. More oftentimes than not, my general build for the core items is that Philosopher's Stone 2 Heart of Gold, plus the one part of the ages of the Legion, and then my tier 2 boots. Definitely, it'll rocket you up really fast to get this tier 2 boots as early as possible over the other support, because if the other support doesn't have tier 2 boots, you're going to be a little bit faster, you're going to get in a little bit more engages, get in a little bit more damage in general. Let me go switch to this screen real quick while I'm at it. While you know, if you're not the support without tier 2 boots, you're going to be a little bit slower, so you're going to have to be more cautious, and you're going to try to make plays, but they're going to have a little bit more speed, and they're going to go actually, you know, outrun you, and you can't catch them. So definitely try to fit the tier 2 boots whatever you can in the early go or in that mid lane's pressure, but definitely get those as soon as possible as well. But usually you want to go Philosopher's Stones, get boots of speed, get that Heart of Gold up as well, while still getting wards. This is really important that you have to still get wards in between that. Get that Heart of Gold with that boots and then Philosopher's Stone. Build a part of the Age of the Legion. I usually build, sadly for not Sapphire Crystal, but usually I should go like Knowledge Mantle or chain armor, sorry, cloth armor, and then build up the second tier boots. Usually that's what I would try to do to get like a general overall kind of win early game, because with Age of the Legion, not only does it give your team magic resist and armor, it also gives them AD, so more damage. I mean, that's kind of good, kind of pretty good for the team. More damage, yeah, so you can deal more damage and kill people, stuff like that. But yeah, that's usually what I usually rush to. But you know, other viable items to rush to right after your Heart of Gold and Philosopher's Stone / boots too is Shirley's Revelry. I mean, that's going to really help you catch onto people really early. Frozen Heart, decent, good item, helps deny their AD carry / if they're heavy AD team, to deny them down their speed, their attack speed. So that's really good. A this was something not really needed. Yeah, I mean, those are pretty much like 2 or 3 items that would be a really good start to actually launching on your way. 2 gold for 10s, usually the general go, supposedly through pro players, after 15 minutes if you have a gold for 10 item belt, it's not usually worth it per se, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, to his own. So if you want to go 3 gold for 10s, go for it. I usually see those people 3 gold for 10s go pretty ahead, but then again they're going to be pretty behind per se as well in the later groups, just because you're going to be sitting on 3 gold for 10s for a little while their support's going to have probably one of the core items built up. But other than that, I mean, that's kind of just the differences in builds for core items and stuff. Age of the Legion, pretty much a basic one. Shurelius Reverie, if you can feel like you can press ahead and you don't need that extra gold for 10 from the Philosopher's Stone, go for it. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it from that. What is the standard runes for a support? Gonna go through another screen right quick, sorry. So to download runes, I like using Special because Special is probably one of the best supports in the game. Yeah, Special has pretty good stuff in there, so I did just link that guide to the chat room, solarmed.net/guides.php?g equals 6097. It's a really good overview of how to play support and stuff. The masteries I usually use are actually this one per se is 13 armor, so that is pretty strong. You have magic resist reds and magic resist blues, and then you have the magic resist per level blues as well. So you see that over here with the magic resist over here, plus the gold for 10s on the golds, and on the quints. It's really strong stuff when you see that, but it's really tough and really hard. Once you get to the later game as a support, you want to build up your magic resist in the mid game to about the early late game to really secure your tankiness / secure your way of just dominance over onto their team. It's a big thing to have stuff like that to really help out to you know save yourself. And we do see the masteries over here. You use 23/7. It's something I've been using a lot now too. 0.23/7, especially with the damage reduction from Indomitable, and then just the damage reduction in general. It's actually really strong. So definitely something to think about as well. So definitely check out the guide from Special if you want to check out differences in masteries and runes. Usually what I go, if anything else, is this one as well. Armor reds with magic resist straight, and then magic resist per level blues with the gold for 10 quints. I mean, that's usually the general idea. You can get a little greedy with getting gold seals. I mean, 8 of them gets you 2 golds, and then you just go armor and magic resist on the blues and reds. It's good, but it's a little bit cheaty / you'll if you guys don't actually win out the lane phase with that kind of build, you're kind of gonna fall a little bit behind for your 80 carry, or a lot of bit behind before your 80 carry, a little bit behind for yourself. I mean, it'll be easy to catch up, but it's kind of like a lose-win situation if you actually don't win out your lane. If with all the other ones, it kind of win, kind of lose situation. It just depends, really. It really just depends. But the big one I think we wanted to talk about was the trading one. And this one is actually one I kind of use right now. It's Armor Pen Reds, Flat Magic Pen Seals, Flat / Scaling Magic Resist, and Flat HP Regen Quints. That's a really cheap score, but really good score set of harassment onto there. The Armor Pen for your 80 carries for your support 80s like Janna, like Soraka, will do tons of damage. So it's pretty trolly, but it actually trades out pretty well in the end, especially with Infuse, and especially with Halligan / Zephyr for Janna and for Soraka / Janna respectively. You do a lot of damage to their 80 carry, to their support. So definitely you have that right mindset, and you've had a little bit of inkling that your 80 carry is going to be a little bit aggressive, you can work it out pretty well with this set of masteries and runes. What summer supports would you use? I mean, it's just general summer supports. There's no other way to really say it, but CV, heal, exhaust, flash. You usually seen exhaust, flash as the most common summon spell, which is, yeah, it is what it is. I mean, that's kind of how the meta is going, while the AD carry is now going back to the whole ignite flash. It's really cool to see. Heal is being used a little bit more onto the AD carry, because the AD carry will benefit more if they actually have heal more than the support having heal, because the support only gives at least 50% of whatever the heal value is. So it's not the greatest, but it's good. It can still work out. And CV, it's really nice on people, but it depends. It depends definitely if you can actually you know, really utilize it well. Especially in solo queue, you don't see CV as much anymore, but I mean it's useful. It's definitely useful. But yeah, these are pretty much the summer spells you will be seeing from a support. You can have ignite sometimes for like Tark and stuff like that, just to get the health reduction down. Slash if there's a Mundo on their team, it really helps if you have ignite. Other than that, viable other summer spells. I mean, clarity is good. You can run, yeah, clarity is good. I don't think there's any other big ones. Promote, maybe. Nah, promote, nah, probably not. But yeah, everything else really, really strong. So definitely get into that when you can. CV, heal, exhaust, flash. Big 4. You want to have flash especially for most supports. There's some supports you can get away with it, but most supports you want to have a flash out. And yeah, that would pretty much be it for the show today. Again, it has been Learning League episode 10, Support Wars. I mean, we just learned about how we play in general for support. That's pretty much big, but how we trade as a support is super huge. So psychological warfare to their AD carry, to their supports, to their team. And if you can kind of snowball that as a support, that's just really, really good. And that actually is the difference between a lot of supports in the game of League of Legends. Slash, you don't see that difference in higher queue, but definitely in lower, you wanna kind of abuse that fact that I know how to trade and I know how to do stuff like win my lane. But again, guys, it's been awesome to be here with you all. Again, thank you to Definitive Esports for helping me run the show. Check them out at d-esports.com. I think that's like upper there or there. Yeah, there. But do check them out. It's really cool stuff that they bring out to the esports community. I mean, they did so much work on DreamHack, and it was really cool seeing a lot of the interviews. Like, I saw the CLG EU Wicked interview. Pretty sick stuff in there. But yeah, do check them out on their YouTube, Twitter webs, and their Facebook, and their main site, d-esports.com. Do check out our sponsors over there on the top, Antec, BenQ, and Zaire. Thank you to the viewers that did watch, but then again, do help out and spread the word. Slash, if you guys have any other ideas, any questions, go to this link over here, this Reddit link right over here. Yeah, that's the general kind of landing site for the Reddit page for Learning League. But you know, if you want to have any questions, any thoughts, any topics that you want to talk about, do check it out over there so that we can you know, provide you some insights, provide you some love with that, because I love searching the Reddit web, and I actually had to get into it more so I can promote it more. But you know, it's cool finding out these little things on Reddit, but it's also cool hearing out from the community as well, like what you really want. And I mean, this show is pretty much all about the community, all for you guys to kind of learn out, for me as well, because I'm learning a lot of new things as well, but for you guys really to learn out and just enjoy, you know, something that, you know, it's kind of hard worked upon, first of all, and also just hard knowledge upon, because, you know, learning as a support to trade, that takes not practice, but just knowledge first. Knowledge and psychological warfare. I mean, that's the two things. I mean, to trade as a sport, I mean, there's little instances and things that I didn't talk about that we'll probably go back into later, but definitely it's really good to have all those topics all set up. So if you want, go to that Reddit thread and then post whatever you want to say, like what should we learn next. But other than that, thank you again. Again, check me out if you want to check me out. Facebook.com/L3RD Gaming. But it's been an awesome show, awesome pleasure enjoying with you all again, and I will thank you guys for sticking in there. Again, guys, for episode 10 of Learning League Support Wars, it has been L3RD, the bird getting sports. Thanks again, guys, and I am out. Peace.